Welcome back to Against the Grain Living. It's September 30th. So it's Thursday. Got today and tomorrow off. Got a fair bit of orange on for this new holiday that Canada's brought on, Reconciliation Day. Orange hat over there. It's also a bit of hunter safety. There shouldn't be anybody hunting in my woods, but it is hunting season. So dressing a little bright so they don't shoot me. So we just got everything sort of set up in the cabin, window in, opened up. We paddled in today, so we're gonna head on down across the bridge to build the bridge and cut the existing trail open again. There's a bunch of trees that are down on it, and if we get that done, then we're gonna carry on cutting in that old direction up the hill to the new build site, the Hilltop Hollow. My cousin's coming tomorrow. I'm gonna paddle out with the canoe, meet up with him at the boat launch, and he's gonna come in and hopefully we can poke that trail all the way through. So as you can see there, we got, they're washed out now from the spring runoff and some of these fall rainstorms we've had the past couple of weeks. So this was a bit of an obstacle last year with the snowmobile. So we're going to get this all cut out. Fortunately, it's all rotten, so we can't use it for anything. We might even cut the rest of that thing down. There's a few little branches across the trail, but it's very rocky here. So we're going to try to pick up all these loose little rocks in this rock garden, make a really good bank edge on either side of the stream there, and drop two beams across it and put a bunch of crossers. I got 66-inch galvanized spikes in the bag, so I think we're gonna cut everything today with the Milwaukee, the battery guy. I don't have another battery for it yet. I do have a little thing that can probably put a little juice back in this battery. I brought the charger, but tomorrow my cousin Brett's bringing a gas saw as well, so I'll run the MS 170 tomorrow. I'll be able to keep it a little quieter here in the forest with this guy today. Someday I'll get another battery for it. Sure. It's not cheap. So we're going to cut this all out of here. I'll drop the pack off and then we'll line the edge of this bank, get these two skids out. I think I'll haul them, I don't know what it is, maybe 80 yards down the trail there a little bit further. And it's one of the smaller streams. I also had a single skid across last year. We'll just use these 1.5 and try to make it a little bit better. And then the rest of them I'm probably just going to do the snow bridges. It will be the main trail coming in for this winter, but this is going to be probably the last season that this is the main trail, so I don't want to put too much time and effort into bridges, but I also have to haul a lot of material up. So we're gonna jump across here, drop the pack, and So the plan is to build up either bank here, because there are times of the year that this little stream breaches the bank and actually runs down the trail. We're going to try to build these up a couple feet with rocks right at the edge, and then build our bridge on top of that to mitigate the risk of the rushing waters washing out the bridge during those wet seasons. So all through here, there was about 40 feet. It's all just rocks, all this size. So I'm just gonna take the time to build this up and then drop a couple trees, couple rails, crossers, nail them down. We'll call this bridge good and carry on, drag these skids to the next one, tidy it up. And then there's two big trees not too far past that I noticed were across the trail. We'll tidy that up. We'll probably take today right till dark working, then we'll get back to the camp. But if I get this done in good time, then I might as well start cutting trail up to the Hilltop Hollow. I'll throw you on a time lapse here and just see how many rocks we can get. Just trying to get rid of some of these sticks and stuff that are half damming this up so it can flow better. I brought 2 pairs of gloves, so not too worried about it. Well, where have you been? It's been about 3.5 hours since I last touched in with you. So I got half battery, what she says. So I got these 2 10-foot runners, and then I got 15 and 15, 30 crossers, 66-inch galvanized spikes. So we're gonna get these dragged across. Might have to flatten them up where they're going to sit on the rocks, prevent them from rolling a little. And then we're going to go tip the butt with all this, so alternate so it doesn't start to steer around a corner with all the wide ends on the same side. And some of the stuff I won't notch in because it's all different diameters, but I'll probably leave 3 inches of material, notch the rest around these runners. So I'll lay them all out. I can see these runners down through it, and I'll just scribe with the tip of the saw on either side, and then with the tape measure I can measure for 3 inches and leave that amount of material, and then there'll be 3 inches of spike in the crossers, 3 inch in the runners. That's the idea. So some of these small ones are only 3 inches, so I won't even touch them, just drive a nail on them. And I might put a small one at either end just to hold these the right width while I'm doing all that other notching. Anyway, probably throw you on a time lapse here, dragging this across, and hopefully it'll get already 5 o'clock here now. I wasn't out here working on stuff till 1:30, so did some running around in the morning. Well, we'll see what we can do here. So you can see I got a pretty good rock pile on either side. I even extended some more rocks around here, cleaned all this up and cut the logs out just to try to get this to flow, because there's a bunch of mini dams. When the water gets going, it was breaching the walls. So try to make designated stream and hopefully the water will stay there. So most snowmobiles are about full 48-inch 42 ski centers typically. I got 2 new ones coming here. Just waiting on computer chips for them, but they're a little narrower. So I think I'm gonna try to, I mean, wherever they're gonna sit in the rock's nice, ideally, but 40 inches. They're kind of like, this one's sitting good. I'll just wedge a couple rocks in there. Little guys. There. Happy with that. Let's stick a little guy on either side just to hold them. They have a nail in it. Might pick this end up a little and flat rock under it. It's a little low. It doesn't have to be level, but we'll do what we can. Probably should have brought a bigger hammer. Too bad. First hammer I've ever bought. Got a lot of hammers. They're all crappy. Figured I'd be swinging one a lot. Get a half decent one. The only one I have with a straight cloth, which is way better. Gotta get some arm pump out of this. 60 of these guys. All right, time for a time lapse. It wasn't too bad. I was expecting them to do it on a lot of them, but I'm not going to be going across the four-wheelers or anything, so it'll all be snow covered in the wintertime. I'm not worried about making it too smooth. Just what was it? 5, 6, something like that. So I just notched them out the width of the runner. Clean these up on both sides, flip her over. We'll sit lower, be less bumpy. Hit the other side here quick and see how this one looks. Lost that hole. Scoop this to the end. There we go. Do that to those other 4 or 5. I think I forgot notching one side of one of them. And then start driving. Then here at the end, because I'm way up, I'm just gonna cut some of this rotten logs or whatever, same width, probably stack 3 at each end, make a bit of a ramp. Then in the winter time, I'll just shovel some snow to taper it out so it's not as steep of a ramp. Should be a lot better than last winter. Last winter I was just pinning it, hoping for the best, driving through the water. It's all rocky, hard on the skis and all that. Got 2 new sleds coming, so hopefully we can keep them in decent shape. You're going to be working hard. Dirty old knot. Anyway, touch in with you here in a bit. Well, it's 5 after 6. I'm out of energy. We're going to call her there, but you can get the idea what I did here. I just cut that log right there. I'm probably going to put 2 more pieces here, so there'll be 5 in total. Build a bit of a ramp there. Same on the other side. That's what used to be the bridge last winter. I ran out of time to take that to the smaller stream that way on the trail, but water's flowing good, other than all my wood chips are in there now. But we have some good clearance. I don't know what that is, probably. That's a good 2 feet. I don't think this water comes up that high. It does breach the bank on the far side, but the bridge is taller than that. And now that I've got this opened up and it's not semi-dammed, maybe it won't breach that bank on the far side. But I was shy 2 nails. I miscounted. I cut 31 these cross rails. Only bought 60 nails, which that was fluke too. I had no idea what I needed. But that bridge right there costs $26. Just the nails. So I left 2 small ends. I think that one and that one. I have 4-inch galvanized spikes, so tomorrow I'll run back and just pound those 4-inch in those 2 narrow tips. There'll be plenty of bite, but I opened up more of this. I'll probably clean up in here because sometimes the water does run through the rock garden. So if I can make this the path of least resistance, I shouldn't have any issues with losing my bridge. But with all the snowpack and everything that you get putting some logs here, I don't think it'll be too steep getting up and over. If I have to, I can build some ramps up it, but I don't think I'll have to. Snowpack up here is like 3.5 feet typically, so I'll manage to get it all packed down in there, even if I got to shovel snow 6 feet back or something like that. Because just over here is one of my other areas. This dip, some of the water likes to run around this rock garden, and under all that stuff I just cut there. But I shoveled a ton of snow in this little dip here. It was a bit of a pain in the butt with the sled and a load, especially a long load. You'd belly out, or your front and back tips would drag. Anyway, head back that way to the cabin. Sponge bathe myself because I'm gross. Alright, I lied to you. I didn't like the look of those skids sitting there, so I carried both of them, just threw them there like that. It's not much of a stream, but it doesn't freeze over and the snowmobiles get all muddy, so I can make those snow bridges across that. It was pretty good with the one, but now with 2 in line, and then I just threw that one off to the side so it can be a little bit wider. Throw some rocks and stuff in there and be able to make it a little wider so I don't have to aim for the bridge as much. But now we'll make the hike back. That was whole 10-minute walk with those skids, so yes, I had a little burst of energy. Now I'll walk back. See you soon. Well, just a little update. We got our flannel on flannel, slippers on. Bit of a sponge bath. Got some, actually this is the first time I've had this outdoor stove going since I changed everything. Stovepipe and everything. But I brought this to try to charge the big 12 amp power battery. I think because it's the quick charger and draws too much, there's no good. It'll charge for a little bit and then comes up with an error. The initial charge, you put about 15 minutes on it, and then now it'll fire up every once in a while, and within a couple minutes it'll beep and give an error. I think the quick charge, if it was the slower charger for the M18s, I think it would have been fine, but once it draws too much here, it just shuts down. Anyway, I might play with it on and off tonight. And here goes it alarm. Yeah. Soup's on, dishwater's on. Yeah, not much else going on for the night. It's 7:45, September 30th. We got the sleeping bags all. Yeah, I always leave the red one on. It's dropping there now. When I was bathing, I could see my breath. It's 8 degrees Celsius up there on the thermometer. It's supposed to get down to 3, I think. Something like that. So we're gonna have some Ritz crackers. I've already eaten my fruit and some nuts. I got a nice tea and some homemade chicken noodle soup. And then I'm just gonna pack her in. I'll be up with the sun. Get some hot chocolate and oatmeal into me, a granola bar, and make my way out to pick up Brett. And then I might just give a little update at the end of the day tomorrow, but that'll be it. Can take you in. I've had some mice in the cabin, but that was expected. She's pretty drafty. You can see the setup. I'll bring you around. The boots and gloves still drying out, but dishwater's in there, and just got homemade soup warming up. I got that little 6 amp hour. It charges the phone while I'm up here because that's all I use for this channel. Might have to get some, either just get a second battery and I'll be golden, because I imagine I'm only up here for 2 days at a time. But that's pricey. So I got the little beeswax candle lanterns going, taking a bit of the dampness out of here. Probably can't see now. There are the windows in, so that's when I'm getting up, is when the sun comes up. But we're bottom bunk. So I do have mice. There's poop everywhere, and but they're not getting into the mattresses based on these boxes that I built for them. So they're doing their purpose. But yeah, she's just gonna be a dry off the ground place to stay. She's just a storage unit right now. But then I got the ready to be blinded. There's the other M12 with a 6 amp hour on it, and that goes for a weekend, no problem. But just that one light lights everything up out here. Like that. Yeah. We'll see what that says in the morning. It's supposed to be very foggy. Very foggy. But the tape's holding up around the chimney. Next time I'm up, I'm going to get the roof tards and a caulking gun around some of the bigger gaps before it starts to freeze up here. That stuff becomes no good. Dinner would have been a little quicker on the rocket stove, but I hadn't had this fired up in a while, so there's a bit of water sitting in the bottom, so we'd evaporate that all out. Anyway, touch base tomorrow. Well, good morning. It is, it's up to 4 degrees now. It was 3 at 6 o'clock this morning. That's when I got out of bed. It was still dark But I thought I'd get the fire going and hot chocolate and some breakfast, because it takes a long time to cook on that stove there. But put the cabin all back together, and I had to light the outside fire up there. Stinking mice. So I had 3 of those blue totes. I built that bottom bunk so that they'd nest underneath it. This one's just got some hand tools and wood scraps in it. That one's just plates, bowls, cups, plastic cutlery, stuff like that. And the other one was just knives, cutting boards, wooden utensils, my little pocket rocket stove, and paper towel. I think there was some coffee and coconut oil or something in it. The box was right full of a mouse nest. They used all the paper towel. I don't know how they get in, but we've burnt all the contents that I won't be able to wash at home. So I'm taking that, I rinsed it out in the creek, taking that home, gonna wash everything. It was just all mouse pee, poo. There was 5 or 6 of them in it. So that was fun. But yeah, it was 8 degrees is what it made it down to in the cabin. It was a little chilly, could see my breath, but we've been outside since 6 o'clock. It's 7:20 now. Wasn't as foggy as they said it'd be. So, and we were gonna have a pretty cool sunrise in the east over there, and then it just clouded in. So we're just waiting on the text from Brett, and then we're gonna make our way out. I'll lug half of this stuff out that I don't need for the day. It'll give us more room in the canoe. Stinking mice. Yeah, those lids for the bifold overlapping ones, all 3 of them, I make sure that the lids sit tight. And yeah, they still all made it in there somehow. So now that one's got paper stuff and napkins, and I got all the cast cookware sitting on it. Hopefully they don't get in it. Freaking things. They were running around all night. I was up every hour pretty well listening to those things. So we just got some bologna, some boiling water. That's not boiling. It's been on there forever. Oatmeal and hot chocolate. Then we'll get on with our day. Finish packing up here. We got another moose making its way across over there. You can never get the camera out quick enough to catch it for you guys. I came over here and found his fresh tracks down the trail. Well, I didn't get any footage with Brett today. We made it within 200 meters of the Hilltop Hollow build site. Just gonna unload everything. I'll stitch over a little brief footage. Brett helped me throw some log rounds in front of the bridge I built yesterday. But thanks again for watching. I'm hoping to be up there probably 3 times a month all fall until I can get these 2 main trails cut. I need both of them in order to get all the materials in, so got a lot of trail cutting ahead of me. I got a few buddies willing to help here in October sometime, so hopefully a larger group we can do that much more in a day. Slow go by myself. To do 100 meters of trail on my own is it's a full day. Anyway, it was a good 2 days up there. We'll see you next time.